Hi, I'm Lanisha Robinson, your host for Career and Technical Education, #Build a Future. Working in St. Lucie Public Schools with the Career and Technical Education CT department, we want to show what our teachers and students are doing in the classroom to close the skills gap in multiple fields. The students in these programs are earning industry certifications, which create more opportunities and options for all students after high school graduation. In this upcoming episode, you will meet Mr. Bruce Gardner from Port St. Lucie High School and learn about the Building Construction Technology program, which is a part of St. Lucie Public Schools. Welcome. Please go ahead and introduce yourself, please.
My name's Bruce Gardner. I'm Building Construction Technologies instructor at Port St. Lucie High School.
Okay.
My name is Caleb Moore. I'm a carpentry student at Port St. Lucie High School.
My name is Anthony Torres. I too am a carpentry student at Port St. Lucie High School.
Okay. All right, so Mr. Gardner, working with students in Building Construction Academy, what exactly is your experience coming from the field to now the high school level?
Well, my experience, I started when I was in my early 20s, and I started my first job. I applied for a trim carpentry job. I didn't even really know what trim carpentry meant. It just sounded like, it was carpentry. So I tried it and actually really liked it, and started as an apprentice, and I bounced around a little bit at different jobs, and over the years ended up finding a solid company with good benefits that I enjoyed, and I worked there for 18 years, and I started there as an apprentice also, and I worked my way up to from a carpenter to a lead carpenter all the way to a superintendent.
Oh, wow.
That I was superintendent building high-end luxury homes for about the last 6 years.
Wow. That's a lot of experience and a lot of exposure that you can actually provide to your students as well.
Yes.
So what do you do now that you're back, now that you're in the high school level, all right, now you're teaching?
Yeah.
What do you do to stay current in the field, or any courses that you're taking or anything that you do to stay current?
To stay current, I have visited other building construction technologies programs around the state, and I see what they're doing and what they're teaching and some of the different lessons they have, and I've learned a lot from them. So that's how we stay current. Okay. And I'm also current also. I'm right out of the field, so I know exactly how they're building certain homes right now.
Right.
So
coming directly out of the field, this is your first year as an educator, all right?
Yes.
So can you tell me, were you nominated for something or an esteem, an award at your school level?
Yes, I was awarded the new first year Teacher of the Year. So very honored, very proud, and I just hope to build upon that.
Oh, congratulations, congratulations. And I'm sure you all are honored to have a teacher at that level teaching you all, but not only being recognized by their peers saying, hey, this is an extraordinary individual that is actually bringing a lot of information to you all, but a lot of expertise, a lot of skills. Now, speaking about that, why is it important for students to have this skill, learning building construction technologies? Why is it important to have this at the high school level?
Why it's important is when you have young individuals who decide they want to get into construction, and they apply for a job and they say they get hired, but they don't really know what it really means or what to do, and they may not like it or they may like it. With a high school program like Building Construction Technologies, they actually will have the experience of building things and also being familiar with the tools that are required to build things and to safely use them. Safety is very important in construction, and that's where we start in the Building Construction program, is safety. So it's very important to have a good background before you get into
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yep.
So if we were to shadow a student in your classroom, what exactly would we see with some of the hands-on skills that they would be doing in the class?
Okay. This year we have done some drywall work, which is hanging drywall and actually finishing drywall, which is putting compound and on the drywall, letting it dry and sanding it, and finishing it. We have done some framing. We framed some walls, currently, right now, we are framing a wall that is going to, for a door. And next week, we are going to hang a door in the class.
Okay. All right. So with that being said, we would like to just now take a little short, brief moment from you all, and we're going to show a clip from Mr. Newton and his student, Jordan Rowe, who created this video highlighting some of the hands-on skills that you all are doing in the classroom. All right, so Caleb and Anthony, so you all as students, what do you think would be the highlight as with some of the hands-on skills, the highlights or benefits of being in the course? Anyone?
Well, for me personally, I'd like to like be a carpenter when I grow up and be in construction. So there's I get experience from the carpentry program. And also, just everyone's gonna want a home at some point, so you're able to learn skills, and that you can use and that you can apply to your home. If there's something wrong, you could fix it instead of having to call someone and pay them. You could just do it yourself, and you understand more about what you're living in, and yeah.
And that's really important because basically you're actually taking the skills that you're learning in the classroom and actually taking it to the next level of applying it in the real life situations. All right. So what about you? Do you want to add to that?
Yeah, I feel like in any kind of career, it's useful to have that kind of hands-on knowledge of like if something breaks, if you're working at a restaurant or any kind of like just any kind of career field. People are going to like to see that kind of, especially with the certification that the course offers, they're going to like to see that on a resume. And I would also like a career in carpentry. So I especially like framing, building the door, screening, stuff like that. Very useful.
Good, good. So with Mr. Garner, with having, we saw like in the highlight video that there were also some young ladies in the classroom.
Yes.
What can you tell me? Because I know it basically is really, is a lot of diversity. There is. The class is really diverse. So can you explain us some of the young ladies that are in your classroom and some of the things that they're planning on doing or career paths?
Yes, there's about 20% girls in the program, and they work right along with everyone else. And with my experience in the industry, I've noticed there's a lot of women in construction. There's owners of floor companies, building inspectors. The company I worked for had a woman who worked in the cabinet shop, and she was really, really good. And there are students in our program. Some of them want to be engineers, architects. There's others that are just still exploring, that actually enjoy using the tools in building certain things.
Right.
So, and it's also important to have them, once, like what Anthony said, once they own a home, they can be able to repair or add on certain things and fix certain things that break in a house.
Right, and save yourselves a lot of money, I'm sure.
Yeah.
All right, so can you explain to us the different courses that you offer at this, at Lucie High School?
Yes, right now we are currently in doing carpentry, and towards the end of the year we're going to start with plumbing, electrical, and HVAC.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, so to successfully complete this program, what do students need to do, or how many courses will they need to actually complete?
Well, it is currently it is a 3-year program, and once they complete the program, they get a certification, the NCCER Building Construction Technologies certification.
Okay, so with that certification, what can they do with that?
What they can do with it, actually, what it means is when you get a certification is that you've completed something, that it's just not an idea what you want to do, is you've actually put some time into it. And that means a lot in the industry.
Okay.
So it means that you have some experience and some background in construction.
And these students are actually taking an exam, like an industry certification exam? It's actually-
Absolutely,
Wow,
yes.
okay. So with you all as students, have you all earned any industry certifications, or are you currently working on any?
I'm currently working on one, probably by the end of this school year or the next one. Yeah, I've been working towards it. I started carpentry my freshman year, already with the idea of getting that certification.
Okay.
I already earned my certification in carpentry last year is when I finished it.
Okay. And what grade are you in right now?
I'm a junior.
You're a
11th.
junior, and you already have an entry certification. Excellent. So what all are you all planning to do with this certification, or have you, with your students in your classroom, what have you heard with them saying, hey, I want to gain maybe entry-level position? What have you heard so far with some of the career paths?
Some of the career paths that the students have looked after, I've heard plumbing is a handful of students are interested in plumbing, which is a great profession. Some want to be electricians. I have a few that want to be architects. And there's a few that are undecided, but they know they want to work in the field. That's why they're taking the Building Construction Technologies program.
All right. So with career exploration, what other opportunities are you offering your students? Are you bringing like guest speakers in, or are you doing anything on that level?
Yes, we have guest speakers scheduled once a month to discuss what they do and what to expect if they become, you know, say a plumber or an electrician.
Okay. So with you all having a student perspective, how is it having others from the outside or coming from industry coming into your classroom? What do you think about that?
Well, you know, there's a point, I'd say last year, where I wasn't really sure on what I wanted to do. So by them coming in and, you know, showing more trades and more careers, I was able to, because I knew I wanted to do something hands-on, but I just didn't really know what I wanted. But then, you know, they came in and they explained more about the career, like a welding school came in and they explained welding, and it sounded interesting, but it just sounded like too much traveling, and so I was like, well, I'd rather just want to do, you know, have a construction company if it was up to me.
Okay. Well, that's excellent to hear that, because basically at the high school level, you're a junior, and you said, hey, I started off in one direction, but because of a guest speaker that came in, giving me all this important benefits, the pros and cons, I'm now able to say, hey, no, let me do this career path as well. So that's awesome that you all are doing that and bringing others in, and actually be able to have your students be able to do further and deeper career exploration. So that's really good. So let's talk business partnership, okay? Do you have an advisory board or advisory board committee?
We do have an advisory board. We meet once a month. It's usually after the guest speaker. We discuss what the students enjoyed about the guest speaker, how it went, and also the members of the advisory board is Maddie Williams, director of Treasure Coast Builders Association, Jim Braun, owner of the Porch Factory, and Bob DeRoche. He's owner of Circle D Enterprises.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. That's awesome. So, because not every academy or program, you know, has a strong advisory board like you do.
Yes.
And then from that advisory board, are you all able to connect with other industries, industry partners, and create more partnerships, like any field trips coming out of that?
Yes, we're touring. We have it scheduled in late March. We are going on a tour with GL Homes, and we're going to tour different job sites from the beginning, with just before the foundation is poured, all the way to a finished home, so they can see the process of how a house is built through the stages.
Okay, all right. So with you all taking these field trips, are you all excited about those field trips?
Yeah, I'm excited about the field trips because I enjoyed most of the guest speakers, like the masonry, stuff like that. So I feel like it would be a lot more interesting to see them in their own field rather than coming to the school and having to work with what we have.
Okay, all right. What about you?
I'm interested in going to the field trip where we learn, where they show us like the house is being built from beginning to finish. I'm really interested in that. Yeah.
Okay. So is your program with Building Construction Technologies, are you all affiliated with any career technical student organizations, or what we call CTSOs?
We are affiliated with the
Future Builders
the
of America?
Future Builders of America. We're going to have a field trip coming up soon where a handful of students are going to be chosen, and it's called the Youth Leadership Summit. And during that summit, the students learn different skills when it comes to HVAC, plumbing, electrical, also leadership skills also in the program.
All right. So one thing that you all have all mentioned is you're looking at, hey, future careers, but with that comes employability skills, soft skills. So what are you doing at the high school level or within your class to actually teach your students the importance of these soft skills?
Yes. Well, it's important to, in construction, that there's not too many jobs that you can work alone. So we work in groups, so you must be able to work well with others and communicate well to work as a team so you can complete a project.
All right. So as students in the class, all right, what are your thoughts on employability skills, your soft skills, learning about the importance of teamwork? Is that important for you all as well, to learn those skills?
Yeah.
Okay. And then do you feel like you can apply it to the next level?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. All right. So you all mentioned also certifications. I want to make sure we emphasize that one more time. You had mentioned what are the industry certifications again that you offer?
Industry certifications, what we offer is building construction technology, which includes plumbing, HVAC, carpentry, and electrical.
Okay. So, and I know your students, I want to make sure we emphasize the importance that students at Lucie High School, they are involved in not just career and technical education, but they're involved in other areas of life as well, trying to improve on that and make them better citizens. So with you all, are you all involved in any extracurricular activities or any clubs or organizations?
Yeah, we're both in the Kindness Club at Lucie High School. We sort of try helping the school out or do nice activities for other people. For example, I think it was a couple months ago, we did a sort of like kindness week, and throughout the week we did various activities. I think one of the things I remember we did was we would have pins, and we wrote like kind things on them, and we would attach them to people like secretly. That was one of the things that we did.
Nice.
Yeah, we really just try to reach out to the students and staff and like make more of a connection outside of we're going to the same school, the staff are teaching us because that's their job. We're making more effort to make a connection with those people.
Okay. All right. So as a student, what do you all feel like is the most beneficial part of being a part of the academy?
Academy of what?
Building construction, yes.
What is sorry, repeat the question?
What do you all believe to be the most beneficial part of being in the academy?
Oh, well, for me, it's definitely the experience. It's the hand-on experience. I think it's really important to start. If you want to pursue a career, it's important to start at a very young age. That way, it's a lot easier when you're older because you already have the background knowledge. So for me, it's definitely the experience. Yeah, so that I could apply it to a future job.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like, especially with employability skills and communications, not just the actual construction aspect of it, but being able to communicate with other employees that you work with and coworkers, it's very useful.
Okay. So basically you're learning how to work with other people, you're working as a team. Now, with that being said, now being at Lucie High School, do you ever have like other educators or staff members or maybe people from the outside in the community saying, hey, So we see you have this program over here. Your students are developing these skills. Are you able to build anything to help them out? Do they ever come to you with any requests or anything like that?
Sometimes around the school we have different programs that help us with, we have certain tables that need repaired, certain picture frames, small stuff around the school. The students can learn from repairing certain minor items around the school. It's a lot of fun for them.
All right, so do you feel like there's a demand for building construction technologies?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. The industry is at a crisis for manpower. If you look around, you drive from here to your house, there's homes and buildings everywhere. And there's an issue with younger people getting involved or wanting construction jobs, so there's absolutely a shortage. So there's a high demand for actually young workers in construction.
Wow. So with that being said, you're offering an entry certification. Your students are not only able to say, hey, I want a job entry level, or maybe I want to go take the career path instead of going to college right away. Or maybe I want to do both. I want to maybe go to college, but I want to work on the side to kind of work my way through college. So with that being said, do you feel like with your entry certification that you're offering, are your students getting the leading edge on that?
Absolutely. Yes, I think absolutely a lot of homeowners, a lot of owners of companies would look forward and would definitely, they would have a more experience, and definitely they'll be able to get hired right out of school. They have increased wages for entry-level positions over the last 5 years. The wages have actually increased, what I've read in an article, 30% over the last 5 years, just for entry positions, just to entice younger people to get into construction. They're trying everything they can do.
Wow. So there's a big demand. So we want to be able to fill that skills gap. And guess what? You all are be able to do that. All right. Excellent. So with that being said, how is it, I want to make sure we reinforce that with career and technical education. Do you believe that there is a high need and is a need for it not only in the community, but at the school level saying, hey, we need options? Do you agree with that, and why?
I absolutely agree. It's for some students, it's always nice to have a class where you actually have real world problem solving skills. Instead of just reading or answering questions from a book, or actually have real world situations where building certain things in the class, and every time you build something you have issues, and they have an issue, they figure it out and they fix it. So it's good stuff.
So what are you all thoughts as students be able to go around campus saying, hey, there's a need here, let's fix this? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, there's a huge need in construction, and I think it's partly because of the increase in technology, and most young people are going into probably the medical field or technology field, and it's bad that there's not that many people going into construction, but it's also good for the people that want to go into construction because it makes it easier for them, and they get higher wages probably.
Yeah, I feel like there's always going to be a need for construction and building technologies no matter where you live. It's going to be something that's always in demand because there's always new things being built, new opportunities for people. So it's really important to have that type of hands-on experience when the opportunity does come.
Okay, excellent. So if we had a student, let's say someone's watching the show right now, whether it's a parent, a guardian, or a student themselves, are saying, hey, I'm thinking about going into that program. How would they either gain more information on it, or is there an application process? Do they apply to school? Like, what is the process for that?
There is no process. What the student, I'd recommend the student do is go to their counselor and mention that they are interested in the building construction technology program.
All right. And then from the student's perspective, if you had a student, like let's say someone in middle school, are there any recommendations that you would offer them before they leave middle school to go to high school?
Well, I think it definitely depends on what they, or as in just general, like how to
like
behave.
Academics, right. Looking at, now we talked about behavior. Can you just act any kind of way in your classroom, in your lab?
No, well, definitely not in construction. You really have to be careful and be safe and have a be assertive with what you're making, especially if you want to lead. But academically, I'd say if you're a middle school student, or maybe like 6th grade, or entering middle school, whatever it may be, I'd say to try to apply to honors programs or any advanced classes that your middle school can offer. Because for me, I took honors classes in middle school, and I got high school credits for them, and it made just like high school so much easier.
Now, speaking about college credits, all right, 'cause you mentioned that you're dual enrolled in, all right? So with your students, are they able to earn college credits by being in your program?
Yes, they will earn 9 college credits
Wow.
in
All right.
completion of the program.
Wow. And I know that's because of articulation agreements that we have with not only Indian River State College, but Kaiser University, but also depending on the state as well. So
Yes.
that's amazing.
Yes.
All right. So I'd like to, as we prepare to close, all right, is there anything that you would like to add or to share with our audience?
I would just like to say that any student who is looking or interested into the program, it's a lot of fun. They'll learn a lot, and it's definitely a great career path to get into.
All right. Because these students are earning a college credit.
Yes.
They're able to not only leave high school, they're able to take it to the next level, the college level. These students are earning entry certifications where they can actually go out and earn a job. And as you all mentioned before, starting a career or going to college and then working your way forward with that. All right. So that being said, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Lanisha Robinson, and this is Career and Technical Education, #BuildAFuture. We encourage you to view our St. Lucie Public Schools Career and Technical Education page. In Career and Technical Education, we are merging the career pathways pipeline for each of our students. We are building a future and continuing to close the skills gap. On behalf of the station's team, I'd like to thank you for joining us today.